Look into my eyes.
Some of your cameras have a strange ball shape. Why?
So for that question, we have to go back in time when, let's say, the company was still called Trafficom. We had a CEO that was extremely interested in everything that had to do with design. So what he said to our R&D was, let's make a product, our sensors, in such a shape that it's actually not so ugly to see in a city like let's say, these very big cameras, that it's a very, let's say, nice design. And that's how we came up with this sphere, this ball-shaped sensors. Now, that was the original purpose. The second purpose, he said, was let's not look like a camera, because people at that moment, they are afraid that their privacy is, let's say, is interrupted, or that it's a violation of their privacy. So let's keep it to a form factor that is not so obvious that it's a camera. So it was both design and the fact that we don't want to scare people, let's say, having cameras looking at them, which in the end, it's not a purpose. The purpose is to do the detection, but anyhow, it's giving an, let's say, a strange feeling for the people looking at it. So that was the original purpose. Now, what we have discovered over time is that it also has a lot of other advantages. I will just give you one example, well, a couple of examples, but if you have this ball shape, it's very hard for a spider to make a web on it. And this may sound strange, but in the past, when we were more using, let's say, the normal shape of cameras with a solar panel, with a solar shield on top of it, then we saw a lot of times that spiders were building up a web between the solar shield and the lower part of the camera. And obviously, if you're doing analytics, this is not ideal to see something in front of your image continuously moving. So this is just another advantage. We will not have that problem anymore with this shape. Another thing what we have noticed is that because of this shape, when the wind is blowing on it, it's in fact blowing away the dust. So we already said with thermal that it has a lot of advantage on maintenance. This ball-shaped housing even improves that, because it's even blowing away the dust from the housing and from the front lens. So that's another advantage. Even we had customers, I think it was a customer in Florida, that was mentioning to our distributor that he had very, very big storms, which happen once in a while in Florida, and that the only cameras, only devices that were still in their original position were our sensors. Now, why is that? Because the problem is, if the wind is hitting our sensor, it doesn't really have a surface that it can really push. So it's immediately dispersed over the sphere, which makes that in the end, even with the strong winds, it's not really affected by it, and it remains in its original position. So let's say, starting from a shape that was mainly done for a design purpose, now we see so many more advantages, and it's really helping us on the maintenance side to make sure that our, let's say, our sensors still remain operational even after strong winds, or even, let's say, if spiders are trying to make a web, they will not do that anymore on this type of sensors.